So, welcome to my first ever tutorial on GarageBand. So, what you're gonna want to do, pull up GarageBand. So let's just do a whole new session. So to start out, so you come out, you just hit the plus button, boom. And now if you want to mess around with live loops, it's one thing, but we'll do that in another video. So you go to tracks and then you want to select what you want to do. Now we'll get into the audio recorder part. If you have an interface or something that interfaces with your device, I have this friggin' USB-C adapter that's powered through, and then I have that going to a mixer. I'll show that at some point, but we'll come back to that. But that's how you would do your instrument or vocals. So let's try bass. I find doing a bass line. Now it brings up the virtual instrument, which there's no sound right now. Now, it starts off in, most sessions start off in C major. So, these are keys. At the top, it shows on these tabs like what chord it would be, you know. So, from there, you can select different basses, which they have 4. That was the Liverpool. You got muted, a P bass, and a plucked bass. But then you also have like bass synthesizer, like sequencer type setup. So. So let's go back, let's go to plucked bass, because this is what I just recently started using now. You can, this feature up here, the autoplay, is like what makes it, what I think is one of the best features, because you just dial this to say like 1, and if I hit the C, as you can see, and then 2, 3, then 4. Now, another cool feature that they don't really say, like don't tell you, but at least I never got an instruction manual, but if you take 2 fingers, let's go, so this one's, now if I go 2 fingers, so that autoplay is really great for getting ideas down on, especially on instruments that you don't maybe know how to play, which I'm a guitar player, so I know how to play guitar. That makes a lot more sense. So, that being said, now, alright, there's a lot to get into. I'm trying not to jump over. So let's just do something fairly simple. Let's go. So if you want to change key, you have this little wheel up here, settings wheel. Click that. You have key signature. Boom. So say then if we want to go to a minor, and then whatever key signature. So let's say, let's stay in, let's do A, back, and then your tempo you can also change here, your time signature. You can set this up to have a time ruler so it'll show you the actual time, but I like having it shown in bars just because it's easier to at least get a song structure established and everything. It just makes it easier for streamlining the process. Then you have like an option here for to edit chords. So if there are chords out of that you didn't want, you can pull that up, and then it has options for customizing to get exact chord you want, and you can make it so they're in any order and stuff. So let's find a so now let's say we'll do that. So this little plus sign, if I hit that, it brings up sections, which is I can cover more at some point, but it's set at 8 bars. So record and hit this. Now that'll keep playing on that 8 bars. So I'll stop that. And then up here, you have some different buttons. The first one goes out of here, so it saves your progress, and then you can start up another track. This next one changes instruments, and then the next one after that brings us back to track view. Then I go down here, hit plus, and then just for the sake of getting ideas down quicker, I scroll through to the drummer, the virtual drummer, hit on acoustic, and right now we got Kyle. He likes drinking Monster Energy drinks and punching holes in the drywall. If there's not a pregnant girl to punch, I don't know, like it's whatever Kyle does. But now if you just leave it right here, it's fairly straightforward for a drum pattern. So a little trick I like to do now that I have the bass is I hit the follow button, the kick and the snare, I click on that, I click on the picked, and now it is following it's following the bass line and setting it up to coincide with the kick and the snare to create a pocket groove, like what a good drummer does. So good job, Kyle. So now we'll go back to track view, but we'll listen to it. Now I can keep looping that, so if you're just trying to get so if you want to come up with a guitar part to it, or if that's your, say, a one-man band like I tend to be, those would be the parts I'd want to program, you know, but just say if we want to throw something else in there, we can, you know, you've got a keyboard which will have like a piano to a bunch of different types of keyboards, synthesizers and stuff. All of those which have an autoplay feature as well. We'll do drums at another time, but say, let's do something a little different. Let's go to the string section. The touch screen chord setup, whatever they've got here for this virtual instrument, you just like slightly start gently massaging that part, and you can tap it. And it's sectioned in 4 sections here, so and like the harder you, like depending on how good I guess your touchscreen is, this will pick up velocity and pressure as well. So the harder you rub, the more it'll swell that note. Now, just for speed purposes, let's go back here, and this arrow is always gonna start the header, track header, where you at the beginning where you want it. Now, I also have like this. All right, so let's try this. Ready? So, what about the other? Now the same thing applies with the 2-finger. So, now say I didn't want that last take. Notice how the bars here is green because it's filled up the MIDI and phrase shot track, but we can hit the back arrow, clears that out.